Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Bleach Brave Souls, and today I want to talk about Blue Kenpachi. Yes, the old school BroKEN. And if you remember back in the day, guys, this was a meta unit. He was a must-have. He could do it all. He could do PvP, he could auto, anything you need him to do, he could do it. And in a few weeks' time, he should be getting his resurrected form. Now, we all know that the resurrection characters aren't anything really to talk about. They're mostly used as links, but they're starting to get up towards where they're resurrecting like more powerful units, more recent units. And I think if they do it correctly, which is a big if, Blue Kenpachi might become viable again, at least in some kind of content, PvP or PvE. But before we do that, guys, let me give a huge shout out to Raid Shadow Legends, a turn-based MMORPG with millions of players. Choose from thousands of I'm just messing with you guys. Let's talk about Kenpachi. So the original Kenpachi, well, not the original Kenpachi, Blue Kenpachi originally came with these stats you see on the screen. So if we extrapolate that forward, his new stats should be what you see here. He should have 724 attack, which is still not really like, I wouldn't say it's viable. I wouldn't say it's terrible. But if you plan on using him for like PvP, I don't think it's going to be enough damage. It's just a really low base attack, even with the resurrection. The other stats, I guess they're all right as well. Nothing really to talk about there. The more important factor to consider is the soul trait and the 6-star upgrades. So right now, Blue Kenpachi has a Berserker of 20%, which is kind of irrelevant because he's a normal attack damage character. Devastation of 20%, also irrelevant. He does have Flurry. He has Havoc, irrelevant. He has Long Reach, which is 15, but you can't really tell because, guys, his range, it's like not really any better than like any of the modern normal attack damage characters. In fact, it's, even with the Long Reach plus 15%, it's still less than like Noitora or Ichibei or any of those guys. So he definitely needs more range, and he does have Poise. So there's really only 2 or 3 viable 6-star upgrades he has right now. So in order to make this character viable, guys, I think he's going to definitely need a few things. Number one, he's going to need a Bruiser. Bruiser will give him additional normal attack damage, and he's definitely going to need it. At least a Bruiser of, I would say 30 would be acceptable, but preferably like 40% Bruiser. That would bring him up to modern standards. I doubt they're going to give him that much of a Bruiser, but I'm just speculating here anyway. So he's also going to need, he's definitely going to need Enhancer. His boost, he does have a boost, but it's for a very short duration. So he needs to get that Enhancer to make him a viable boost unit for PvP. Also, guys, I've been playing this character just to test him out and try to remember what he was like. The activation on his strong attacks is kind of slow, but like I said earlier, strong attacks don't really matter that much, I guess. It does matter if you're facing teams that have shield characters where you want to break that shield as fast as possible. So, I mean, it kind of matters a little bit, but it's not a make or break deal. Also, I mean, it would be nice if he got some adrenaline because his normal attack string is actually pretty slow. Now, if they choose to make him like for more of a PvE usage, like in quests and stuff, they definitely got to give him the extra flash step. One flash step, he is just a nightmare to actually play manually. Like, I would rather play Raid Shadow Legends than play Blue Kenpachi in any kind of PvE content. They could gear him towards PvE content, but I think it would be cool if they actually made him viable for PvP. Not top tier, I'm not saying top tier, but if they gave him like Adrenaline, Bruiser, and Enhancer, that might be enough to push him over the top. Blue Kenpachi, he still doesn't have any status ailments or anything like that, but he does have his Spotted Killer, which is useful against a character like Noitora. I don't know if he could still kill Noitora, but maybe, I don't know guys, maybe if he gets a good second soul trait. And that brings us to the next part of the discussion. What will his second soul trait be? Right now he's got damage reduction 16%, so that is a very good soul trait to start off with. Now, there's a couple of options they could go with. Most resurrection characters, they kind of get, you know, low tier second soul traits, like immunities or something like that. But I think actually if he got paralysis immunity, it might be alright. Paralysis or weaken immunity might be good for him because there's a lot of paralysis in PvP and there's a lot of weakening in PvP. So that might be a PvP viable second soul trait. But beyond that, I would rather he got normal attack damage plus 16%. Because I think that's going to be the weakness of any resurrected character that you're going to try to use in modern content, the damage output. Of course, you can mitigate that somewhat by doing Transcendence, but I'm talking about without Transcendence, guys. Also, other viable soul traits, I think, like if they were to make him for like PvE content, quests and stuff, I guess I would be alright with him getting something like Last Ditch Survival or cooldown reduction or even stamina recovery. Because, I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't use Blue Kenny for anything other than autoing or as a link. So a damage reduction, Last Ditch link could be useful in certain scenarios. It's not the best, guys, but I wouldn't say he'd get the shaft if he got Last Ditch Survival. And cooldown reduction plus 10 is a good soul trait with damage reduction. And stamina recovery is good for autoing. There may be some other ones that might be good as well. Maybe, I can't think of any right now, guys, off the top of my head. But hopefully he gets a good soul trait, and hopefully he gets good 6-star upgrades. I'd like to see this. I'd like to see any resurrection character become somewhat useful for anything besides a link. So I just wanted to throw this video out there because it's coming up pretty soon, and hopefully this will mark a turning point for resurrected characters in general, where they start becoming more useful for stuff besides being links to more modern characters. Alright, so let me know your speculations on Blue Kenny, guys. Is he going to make a comeback? I sure hope he does. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.